Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, petitioners for painting Black Lives Matter on a street in Columbia are celebrating. We'll tell you why. Less people are getting free COVID tests in Columbia. We'll tell you what experts have to say. But first, a tragedy in the UofSC community. We'll tell you what happened. Carolina Insider starts now. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Dylan Leatherwood. Our top stories today: the continued investigation into the death of a UofSC student. Search teams found Sam Landon's body on the Vulcan Quarry property in the Olympia-Granby area this weekend. Friends who were with Landon when he went missing say they last saw him around 2:30 Saturday morning. People who live near the quarry where Landon was found say that it is a dangerous area with a steep drop down from the road. The coroner's office said he died from blunt force trauma. Coroner Gary Watts thanked the fire department for conducting a difficult recovery mission. Columbia police are still searching for two men following a robbery outside a student complex over the weekend. It happened near the Union early Sunday morning at the 100th block of South Assembly Street. The victim was assaulted and says the suspect stole a personal item before fleeing the scene. Columbia PD and UofSC PD searched the area but did not find the suspects. Anyone with information on the incident is urged to contact Crime Stoppers by calling 1-888-CRIME-SC or visiting their website. UofSC law students now know the exam results of recent graduates after a dean accidentally sent out the stories. Dean William Hubbard is the latest victim of an increasingly digital world. Hubbard attached a file with the scores, including information about those who passed and failed. Hubbard quickly sent out a follow-up email to correct himself. He asked that anyone who received the email keep the information they saw confidential. South Carolina schools are seeing a spike in COVID cases. The state's K-12 schools reported 136 new cases of coronavirus between Friday and yesterday. State Superintendent Molly Spearman says that she sent $43 million of PPE to help prevent infections. It included over 3 million masks and 41,000 gallons of hand sanitizer. In the past week, the state of South Carolina has averaged more than 800 daily COVID cases. But as Ethan Still tells us, in the city of Columbia, fewer people are taking advantage of free testing in some locations.
I'm Ethan Still, and here in Columbia, free COVID testing is a resource that's being used less and less as the pandemic continues. Prisma Health hosts community COVID testing throughout the state, including here at 2204 Lee Street in 5 Points. Prisma Director of Internal Medicine Deb McLean says participation numbers have dropped considerably over the past month. The testing site, which at one point was testing hundreds daily, is now only seeing 30 to 50 patients on an average day. McLean believes much of this dip is due to testing fatigue. However, she still feels confident that the community members will take advantage of the resource in the coming months.
I think our numbers will go back there. There will be, a lot more concern of, do I have the flu? Do I have COVID? Do I have a cold? So I expect the numbers will go back up.
Prisma Health officials are considering moving testing sites as early as later this week. For the most up-to-date information, be sure to check both Prisma and South Carolina DHEC's websites. For Carolina Insider, I'm Ethan Still.
Thanks, Ethan. Over the past few months, there has been a stronger push for racial equality across the country, including changing the names of some buildings. In today's Cocky Spotlight, Megan Carter has more on how that movement has had an impact here at UofSC.
That's right, Dylan. Since June, people at UofSC have been fighting to get the names of multiple buildings on campus changed. Yesterday, those people had the opportunity to share their thoughts at a public forum. People were given 5 minutes to provide input. This was the first forum that was hosted before the President's Commission on University History meets today. For many people that attended, this is something that they hold close.
I also think about 2 of my neighbors who were Black men that became really good friends of myself and my other friends. And I think about them living in a building that celebrates someone that thought they were property.
The commission was created to do a complete review of the university's history. It also aims to recognize the contributions of underrepresented groups on UofSC's campus and provide a list of prominent African Americans that future buildings could be named after. The commission is holding another town hall event tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. over Microsoft Teams. Dylan?
Thanks, Megan. People fighting to get the words Black Lives Matter painted on a Columbia street are celebrating after getting on the city council agenda. For weeks, community organizers have been pushing the city to approve the painting on Jim Hamilton Boulevard in Rosewood. So far, they've collected nearly 2,700 signatures on a petition to make the change. Jared Johnson came up with the idea in June and has been fighting to get the project on city council agendas. That's finally what happened. He's set to present in front of the council at the October 20th meeting. Well, that's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.